Mario Reyna, Prosperity Task Force.
And Mario, we're here today to learn of the latest developments within the Prosperity Task Force. I don't think there's anyone in the county that's not aware of it. There's been so much coverage of your mission and the work you've been doing, the partnerships, the collaborations that you've been working on, building a consensus, building support among so many groups in the county to achieve real positive results, to move the needle on poverty. Can you give us an update on things?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for giving me the time to be with you today. Of course, the mission of the Prosperity Task Force is to create more human capital. And the reason we want to do this is because we want to have an impact on the extreme high levels of poverty that exist here in our county. So what are we doing? Right now, we're going to have a forum at South Texas College. You know, South Texas College is a strong partner in the community for everything we do, just like UTRGV. So we're going to have a conference, a forum at STC on December 8th from 9 to 12. And the title of the forum is CEOs Unite, Let's Get Uncomfortable. So, you know, we're looking at data. You know, we're going to have some very, very powerful speakers at this event. Joaquin Spammer is going to be part of a panel. Joaquin Spammer is the president of CIL. Jim Collins is going to be in the panel also. I think most of us know Jim Collins because he's the president of Ryoko. And Val Lamantia is going to be there also, and we know her as being a managing partner with LNF distributors. In addition to those three individuals, we have 4 economists, 2 from STC, 1 from Texas A&M, and 1 from UTRGV. And their focus is to study our workforce and tell us what industries are best suited for Hidalgo County. And they have made remarkable progress on their research. They will present that information. I have seen some of the results of their research. And one thing that is extremely profound is that within the last 5 years, they tell me that we have graduated over 73,000 individuals from a certificate all the way to a PhD in our county. 73,000 individuals have completed something beyond a high school education. That is extremely significant. And then the other individual that will be there is Eddie Aldrete and John Huckinos. And these individuals are also doing some research, and they will present their findings at this particular event. So we're very excited about this.
What do you hope the outcome of the meeting will be, and why have you put it on? And you've got some impressive speakers, it looks like there, but why did you think you needed to have this meeting at this time, and what do you hope to achieve from it?
Well, I think the whole idea is to present information that will hopefully but help people realize what we have here in Hidalgo County. I mean, when you look at the numbers, that 73,000 people have graduated with something beyond a high school education. That is significant. When you think that our workforce here in Hidalgo County is only like 350,000. So that is this is only within the last 5 years, by the way. So when you look at that kind of information, it makes you realize that we do have a workforce that's highly educated. So therefore, the idea here is, you know, what industries are we not inviting to Hidalgo County? That's what we want people to walk away with. Are we missing an opportunity? So once you see all this data from very well-known economists in our community, it should ask you, you know, what else can we do? I think that's what we hope will be the outcome that people will leave this event asking questions. What else can we do different to improve our situation in Hidalgo County? There's no reason, I don't think, why we should be so high in the poverty rate. No reason. You look at one number, the census, about 29%. If you look at the school lunch programs, for example, it could be as high as 40%. Imagine that. Those are significant numbers. So we need to do something. So we need to present information probably in a different way to help people ask themselves, what else can we do here? And get the community involved and providing some suggestions.
So it goes without saying that the sort of jobs you're looking for, the businesses that you want to come to the Valley and to Hidalgo County are high-paying jobs. And at this meeting, we will hear which industries we should be looking at.
Absolutely. We know, for example, that we have a very high graduation rates for the health professions, the business professions, information technology, engineers. UTRGV is producing a lot of engineers. So what do we do with them? Where are they? Where are they going?
Do we send them to Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio?
They're probably going somewhere. So we are producing so many high caliber graduates that we need to think about what other industries. So that's going to be the purpose of this particular event. But we're doing other things with the Prosperity Task Force.
Such as?
Well, for example, we have this platform called Unite Us, and Unite Us is a platform that's going to help the nonprofits, government entities, any kind of institution that wants to help our community. They will be able to use this platform, help them with whatever they need help, and then if they need additional help, they will send this information to the next agency, the next nonprofit, to help these individuals with whatever the situation may be. As an example, for example, if they go to the food bank and they need help at the food bank will ask them, is there anything else that we can do for you? And they might say, well, I need to see a doctor. At that point, they might be referred to El Milagro. So you don't have to rely on them making the phone call. With Unite Us, you will just press the button and it goes to El Milagro. So El Milagro will have all the information that they need on this individual, and they will make contact with this individual. How can we help you? Then they go there, and then they continue asking them, what else can we do for you? And then whatever the situation may be, they'll just press the button and it goes someplace else. But we're going to do something else with this platform. We're going to ask them, are you working? And if they say no, we'll ask them, do you need help? If they say yes, we need help, you'll be sent to Workforce Solutions, and then they will help them. Workforce Solutions has a very, very powerful system. It's called Work in Texas. So Work in Texas, if you go into that system, it will tell you all the jobs that are in Hidalgo County, and also obviously Willacy and the other areas. But specifically for Hidalgo County, you can see all the jobs that are there. And we had a conversation yesterday. There's about 9,000 openings right now in our area. And how do we get this information out to the public? You want a job? Go to Work in Texas, do a search, and I'm more than certain that whatever you're looking for, you're going to find it there. And then once you go there, you see the job is open, you submit your resume, and then, if you have the right qualifications, the right credentials, someone should call you, But anyway, so that's Unite Us, I think, is going to help us coordinate all the activities in Hidalgo County to help provide a better service to the individuals that need help.
And that's a program that we wouldn't have heard about, wouldn't have really taken off, but for the Prosperity Task Force. This is you working with different groups and coming up with ideas how to address that. The disparity there. The jobs are there, people don't know about them, or people need services, but they don't know how to access them.
Absolutely. So we have 14 groups, and I just happen to be listening to the medical services group, and they were talking about something called Unite Us. And the conversation was that this platform was to help people with what's called social determinants of health. And so we asked more questions and more questions, then we find that, we can use this thing all over the place. So it so happens that we have a local foundation that bought the contract to use this platform, and so they have 80 licenses that will be distributed to 80 users here in our region. And so now we know that there's going to be at least 80 more users and agencies across our region that are going to be using this. But the idea here is that every nonprofit can get this platform for free. And if you are a governmental entity, for $21,000, you can be involved and you can get 5 licenses, so you can keep track of how your citizens are being helped. So Unite Us, believe me, is going to be something that you will hear more about into the future, and I credit the medical services group for bringing this to our attention, specifically Marisol Resendes. She's involved with the El Milagro Clinic. She's the one that started this conversation, and it's getting a lot of traction.
We all know the Prosperity Task Force came about because this was an initiative, one of the top initiatives of County Judge Richard Cortez when he came to office. He had to put it on the back burner, so to speak, during the COVID years, but this was always a top priority for him. Well, last time we saw the judge for an interview about the task force, he was very excited about a federal grant that Hidalgo County, or the Valley, perhaps the Valley as a whole, is involved in, and UTRGV is taking the lead, and that could be, we're told, that could be a game changer, a huge federal investment in our region.
Absolutely.
Can you talk to that?
Yes, absolutely. The Recompete grant is an $85 million grant. And so this grant is going to focus on a workforce 25 to 54 years of age. And so this $85 million, when we get the money, because I'm very certain we're going to get the money, 70% of the funds is going to be dedicated for workforce development. And then the other parts of the money are going to be dedicated to making sure we have a database so people can recognize who we are. I mean, people recognize numbers. So we need a database that when people come and look at the Rio Grande Valley, they're, wow, there's a bunch of talented people, there's millions of people that live here, and maybe this should be an area that we should consider moving our businesses to. So this database is going to help a lot of people. And the other thing that this grant is going to do is help us promote our area to the outside world, to let them know that we are here. So right now, I mentioned a little while ago that we have 9,000 jobs, but who knows that? We have 9,000 jobs, but who knows that? People that are looking for a job sometimes, they don't get a lot of help. So this system, for example, is going to work in Texas, I'm referring to, but this system in particular is going to help amplify the system that we have in place, so we can let people know there's jobs here. All you have to do is look at this particular place and see what you want and apply for it. So this grant, $85 million, is going to be distributed amongst UTRGV, STC, A&M, TSTC, and Brownsville, Texas Southwest College. So all of these institutions are involved with workforce development. They're going to get funding based on enrollment. So I think that this is going to be a very significant game changer, because we are trying to raise people up, and the only way we can do that is by giving them better skills and then telling them where the jobs are. We need jobs so they can go to work and hopefully make at least $20 and above to get out of poverty.
And apparently we're going to hear quite soon as to whether we've been successful
In
as
December.
a region.
Yeah, we should hear by December. I mean, that's the latest, unless things change. But it's coming, and I'm particularly very hopeful about this particular grant. And I personally want to thank Ron Garza, UTRGV, because he took this lead, and he went to all the areas in the Rio Grande Valley to get endorsements and talk to people about it. So I am very confident that we're going to be successful.
Another aspect of the task force work, whenever we meet up with the judge, one of his top priorities within the task force is to improve transportation in the colonias. We want the population to get working. We don't want people not working. We want productive citizens, and there are parts of the county where just getting to and from work, or getting to and from a doctor's office, or a supermarket that sells fresh produce is very difficult. Any news there as to your success rate there?
So we have the transportation group that is working to put out the information of all the systems that we have here, so people can realize that we do have some transportation. And so they put out a resource guide is being put together to be distributed to anyone that's interested in learning more about what's available. And we will obviously send this information to the areas where it's most needed. But the next aspect of what the work that will be done is to work with the community to figure out where we can put routes to help them. Routes cost money, so we will have to figure out how to do this kind of thing. So with this particular group, we will work with community leaders to figure out where else we can go that we're not going there yet. So this group is very much involved in the things that involve transportation in our community. And you learn so much. As an example, United Way is here in McAllen, and they provide vouchers for people to use the transportation system. A lot of people don't know this, but we're going to make it known so people can get those vouchers so they can be transported wherever they need to go. We have a housing group, for example, and so we have several of the housing authorities that are with us, not only housing, but banks and like affordable homes, and so they're part of this group. And I think that they're doing so many unique things. They're trying to make homeowners. They will make homeowners of people that live in their housing authorities. So that's an initiative that's being looked at right now. And then we have Marco Cordova with South Texas Border Issues. He's trying to develop a multi-family housing project. So everybody's trying to do something to help the community. So this is this group is very unique in a way that they have a lot of energy. They're doing a lot of things, and within the next 3 or 4 months, they will also have a conference to share more information with the community. So, the housing group, the transportation group, we have the medical services group. They're very much involved with the community, and then the food insecurity group. One thing that they're doing that I enjoy so much is that they're trying to set up community gardens. I'm looking outside here, there's a lot of empty space. It's just there. And so they're going to go out and promote this idea that if you have space and there's water, why not turn it into a community garden where you can go and plant your own vegetables and whatever things that you might consume and take them. I visit San Antonio, where my daughter lives, and one of the elementary schools has a community garden, and the children participate. I see them. It's an elementary school, and I see the tomatoes and whatever else is going on there. So they go and take them and take them home. So this is the idea. If you go to the food bank, they have something behind their buildings. They have some gardens in the back. So we want to make this where everybody in our community can get the benefit of learning how to do this. So that's something that I think is very, very unique. And the other couple of things that we're doing is that we want to make sure that all the business owners, all the industries in Hidalgo County have one place to place their announcements. People go to LinkedIn, Indeed, and what have you, but we already have a place that you can place all your job announcements. That's through Workforce Solutions and Work in Texas. So we want to promote that. A lot of times people, for whatever reason, are not aware that they can use this system, and it's there. So we want to have a centralized place where you can make your announcement, and then we want to have a centralized place where you can put your resumes, so people that are looking for someone can go there and say, hey, I need someone to work at my restaurant. Someone called me the other day. I need someone to work at my restaurant. Okay, so have you looked at this thing called Work in Texas? Well, no. Well, look, so go look at Work in Texas, and they have all kinds of situations where you can be helped. So we want this to be known. And this is part also of the Recompete grant, that we want to ensure that people know. That way we don't have to be looking all over the place. One place. When we're, for example, where we get the searches from? Google. You go to Google to make a search. How do we know that? We just know that. We want to make this, Work in Texas the same way. You want to do a job announcement, go to Workforce Solutions. They'll help you put your announcements in Work in Texas. You're looking for a job, well, go to Workforce Solutions. They'll show you how to find for the job that you want. So those are the things that we're doing with the Prosperity Task Force. And there's other things. Other things as are what I call spin-offs, for example. Dr. King is very much involved with what we're doing. Dr. King is responsible for Region 1, so he's very much involved in the things we're doing. So STC is involved in helping people come back after they drop out, stop out as they call them from college. So we're bringing them back and helping them get their degrees so they can continue with their lives and do better. Enjoy the prosperity that we can all have.
Mario, thank you for such an exhaustive interview. We've really caught up well on all the work the task force is doing. If you would just run through again the names of the committees, how many you've got, and then any other closing remarks.
Fantastic. So we have 14 groups, and they are food insecurity, transportation, we have medical services, housing, we have the finance group, counseling, mentoring, we have workforce development, economic development, higher education and placement, and administrative, and the CEO group, and the policy group. That's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
So we're obviously...
You've certainly had buy-in from the community.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of people that have an interest. There's not a reason why no one would not have an interest in making our community better. So that's why there's so many people involved. I think if I have anything else to say is that we encourage anyone that has any kind of suggestions about how we can do things better with the Prosperity Task Force to give us a call. If they want to be part of it, to give us a call. I think we are, whatever we do is going to take time to change the numbers, but the numbers will change. I mean, I see that, I feel it, I see the actions that the organizations are taking, and everything that we're doing now, people are beginning to do something a little bit different, and it's going to have a big impact later on in our future.
Well, Mario, thank you so much for the update. It's been great to catch up with you again to learn the latest news, and we're obviously very interested to know more about that forum, that upcoming forum, and we will be there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
So much for today's interview.
Thank you.